CLI. This is a Network Manager Client Command Line Interface, which I'm going to talk about in just a moment. We're going to deal with it now. Not much though, because there's a much wiser way of doing this, but let me just show it to you this way. So, connection. And now we would like to say down, and just keep pressing tab, and let's say ENP 0S3, press enter. Connection successfully deactivated, but notice that we have assigned an IP address prior to this. So if we type in IP ADDR show, this interface is down. We no longer have anything there, but if we go ahead and say up, throw it really fast. The interface is back up, but the one IP address that we have added is gone. Here, let me just show it to you one more time really fast. There we go. Okay, so all see this. I have added the IP address, IP ADDR add, and then 10.10.10 dev and 0S3. Now we'll just type in IP ADDR show. And there you go. We have that second IP address there. Hopefully you can see it. Now when I do this, down, and if I do up again, you see the IP address is gone. So this is not the form of permanent configuration that you can actually make on the system that is valid or anything of a kind. This is just a temporary basis. That is all. For permanent configuration, you need to go into etc, where the config files are. Sysconfig network scripts. Well, let's clear the screen and do this is even worse, so ls is better in this case. And here we can see the interfaces. So we have the script for the first interface. It's ifcfg enp0s3. Let's go ahead and take a look in that script. Let's see what's in there. So vim ifcfg enp0s3. And here we have, well, I wouldn't say a ton of configuration a ton of parameters to configure. We have quite a few. We can add some of our own as well, but down below you see the second to last option. It says device, and then there you have the name of the device, and that's the device. And then up above, sorry, a little bit up above, you have the name where it says ENP0S3, just above the UUID. What else do we got that is interesting to us? We do not have the DNS service, which is odd enough. So let's go ahead and add our DNS servers here. How do you do that? Well, it's fairly simple. Need the insert mode first. Well, it's fairly simple. There's nothing really too complicated. There's not that much complication to it. First, let me just go ahead and check, am I even connected to the internet? So quit ping google.com. Okay, so I am indeed. Let's just see IP ADDR show. It does have an assigned IP address. Strange. So ls, am I picking up the right interface here? I am. Okay, so it's a virtual machine, no big deal. Let's go ahead, type in vim ifcfg enp0s3, and let's go ahead and type some of our own things here. Network Manager has already generated a file, which is here. Let me just show it to you just quickly before we, oops. Let me just show it to you quickly. It's cat scresolve.conf. This is the file generated by the Network Manager. Clear. Clear. This is the file generated by the Network Manager, and you see the name servers. That's basically the DNS servers. They're typed in here. So 208.67.222.222. These are the OpenDNS servers, which my virtual machine has picked up from my physical machine, and my physical machine has in turn picked them up from my router, where I have configured my default DNS server. So I'm not using the DNS servers of my ISP provider, rather instead I'm using OpenDNS DNS servers or name servers, whichever way you wish to refer to them, no big deal. Anyway, if we go ahead and go back to this file, you can also type in here where, well, let's go ahead, well, we can type it in anywhere really. So on boot, yes. Let's go ahead and type it in second to last. DNS1, that can be, for example, I don't know the OpenDNS servers by heart now, sorry, but I can type in 8.8.8 and I can type in DNS2 equals, which one was it, 8.8.4.4. These are Google DNS servers, which are public and free to use for anyone. OpenDNS is also free. I tend to use it, but you can also use Google, no big deal. You can use both of them as you choose and please. So these are some of the things which we can configure here. I do believe that it accepts up to 3 DNS servers, so you can type in DNS3 and add a third one, but this is really not necessary. If the second one fails, then there is a serious problem somewhere, because the first one almost never fails. Okay, so let's see what else can we change. We have the 2 DNS servers typed in here. Now I would like to configure a static IP address, so the first thing that I am going to do is, instead of the HCP here, I will go ahead and write static, and down below I will add a few lines as well. The first line that I shall add is nm, so network manager controlled, quite literally so, yes. And then down below I would also like to add the IP address, so IPADDR equals to 10.10.10.0. We know that this is not the current IP address of the interface. And down below, what else would we like to type in? Well, the mask, so type in net mask equals to 255.255.255.0. Really, we just need these 4 lines and that should be it, although this is definitely not going to work for multiple reasons. But I just want to show you how a permanent configuration would look like, primarily because the router on the other side, the existing router, will not accept this IP address. That's one of the reasons why this wouldn't work. There are a few others, but it doesn't really matter. I'm not looking to connect to the internet or anything of a kind. I just want to demonstrate, I just want to show you how can you enact permanent configuration which will survive system-wide reboots and which will survive interface restarts. That's the point, that's the goal, that's the agenda of this exercise. Okay, now that we have that configured, let's go ahead and take a look at your network manager here. It says wired. You can either disconnect it, reconnect it here. So it says here on, and then you can say off, on, off. That should be fine. Usually it will prompt you with the second network interface here, which you can choose, and the old one will be gone. The one that you've modified, you can choose it there. It will have the same name, so no big deal there. In addition to that, you can, aside from that, you can actually type in system CTL network. Wait. Oh, come on. Oh yeah, of course. System CTL restart network manager. Go ahead and press enter. That will restart the network manager definitely, and now type in IPADDR show. You will see that indeed we have 10.10.10.0/24 on our interface. If you don't get it straight away, as I said, just go ahead and click on your network manager here in the upper right corner and change it. You will be prompted with it. Another thing is to take into consideration is this /24. Let me just